Hey guys, welcome back to Kelly's Creations. We are going to do some minis. And this is actually part 1 of 2. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make all the little smalls. And then next week's video, we're going to put it all together into kind of like an outdoor shed with a deck. Oh my gosh. So after this week's video, I'm going to have the second part up next Tuesday. So what I started with, oh, by the way, everything is pretty much everything but one piece is Dollar Tree. So very affordable to make these. We're going to use these different color paint, and we're going to use these glass bottles and some distress ink. So I started off by painting my bottles. I have a set of the small bottles, which I'm using 2, and a set of the larger ones, which I'm also using 2. I kept the lids on all 4 bottles, and that part you could do different. If you like that metal lid, you could just kind of make it look rusty and dingy. There are different ways of doing this. The outdoor shed I'm creating is kind of rustic country. So all of the pieces I'm making in this video today are going to represent the rustic country style. So after I had both of the bottles painted white and black, I came in with this pewter paint and a dabbing brush, and I'm just going to start dabbing all over the 2 black bottles. I want these to look like old rusty metal bottles that have been sitting around in the shed forever. So you just take the pewter or any kind of gray paint will work. This is what I had on hand, and just dab, 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 dab until you have the look that you want. It's not necessarily a galvanized look. I call it more rusted country look. And then after I'm done, dab, 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 dab. Look, I'm going so fast. After I had it the way I liked, I will hold it in my hand because my fingers are also kind of smashing that paint onto the bottle and just giving it different kinds of texture. I do this technique to both of the black bottles. I am trying a couple different new techniques also, so this is one of them. On the white bottle, I'm going to take my ink pad, and it's the color brown, and I'm going to go around like the edges and the sides and the front. I was trying this to see if this would be easier than taking a paintbrush to these to make it look rusted and old, and I really like this. It is a lot easier, and then you can just take your fingers and dab it in the areas, lighten up the areas with your finger. I really liked. I've done it both ways, using like burnt umber with a paintbrush, but I just think you have more control over using an ink pad. So that's what I did on both of the small white bottles. Once I had those looking the way I wanted, now I'm going to try a different technique. This actually is the first time I've ever tried doing it with just some cling wrap and lay it down. And I took my spray ink and I just squirted too much. Like I said, I probably only needed to squirt like a couple of times. Kind of went a little crazy. So I squirted it on the ink, and then I thought I could roll the bottle and then come back in and smash it with the cling wrap, and it would produce like a rusted look on it. And it just had, like I said, I squirted way too much ink. So I came in with a paper towel and grabbed it. Actually, I think it's a baby wipe, and kind of got a lot of the ink off. And then what I did is just rolled it once, and I took a separate piece of cling wrap not that one, and did that with a fresh piece. That worked out really, really good. You got like the crinkly all over kind of rusted look. That I was happy with. So just squirt once and then take it and wrap it in a fresh piece of cling wrap, and voila, instant rust. So here are what the bottles look like now. Oh my gosh, those black bottles I'm totally in love with. Just rusted. They look like they've been weathered and aged and sitting in a barn forever. And then the white bottles have that rust on them. I'm just loving the way these bottles are turning out so far. Okay, I'm letting my bottles dry and I'm going to work on this cute little chair. Dollar Tree sells a bunch of different kinds of wooden dollhouse furniture, and I absolutely love these chairs. So what I did is started out with my antiquing wax, and I went all around the chair in the antiquing wax, making sure to really turn all different ways. Now I'm going to dry brush some of the white over, letting the brown come through, not totally covering it, because I could cover it and come back and sand it, but I love dry brushing. And you can be as chunky in areas as you wish. And I did do the whole chair, top, bottom, all of it. So then I went and grabbed my rub-on transfers, and I'll have that link below if you're interested in seeing where I got them on Amazon. So I grabbed a transfer with some pretty flowers on it, and I am going to rub some flowers on the seat of the chair, and I'm also going to rub on some flowers on the back. So all you have to do is peel off the back and rub it up, and then gently pull the plastic off the top, and it sticks to whatever you're applying it to. And it's just so country, so pretty. I love this chair. So I'm going to do the same technique to the top back of the chair. I just think that that looks so old and country. Oh my gosh. I love the flowers. I love the brown showing through. I love the white. This is such a cute little country chair. And I absolutely love the dollhouse furniture at Dollar Tree. I've always been obsessed with it. So I love finding different ways of doing it. I've done this chair a couple times, and this one probably is my favorite so far. So I lost some footage and I'm bummed out. But that white jar, I had a stamp with words on it. And I just stamped those words on it using a stamp in brown ink. And then the two black ones, I actually stamped a cow on one and a rooster on the other, and I don't know where the footage went. But Big Lots has these wacky packs, and all they are is they're like little groceries, but they have not the right words. Like this says foot gushers instead of fruit gushers, and Red Skull, and like they're not the correct, of course, labels on these, but pull that label off and they make the perfect little minis. Oh my gosh. And I thought it would be cool to take the can, not that one, we're going to take that one. And I peeled as much of the label off as I could. I really wasn't worried about some of that paper still being on it. But I did the same technique that I did on the large bottles, which, man, guys, I'm so bummed out I lost that footage. I'm gonna have to do them again and show you guys because oh my gosh, it was so cute. But anyway, okay, get back on track. I painted them black, then I came in with the pewter and just kept going around. I also dipped my brush in some burnt umber and went around it as well with the pewter and the burnt umber to give it that old rusted, can look like it was just outside forever. This little can turned out so stinking cute. Now, I really started doing it actually with this video is dabbing on the burnt umber and then coming back in with my fingers and really smoothing it out in some areas, which I've really never done before. Usually wherever it lands, I let it stick, but I really liked the effect you get when you just kind of use your fingers and really smooth it and pat it out. Now I had the scrapbook paper that looked like newspaper, and I thought that would be really cute to cut a piece of that down, and that's going to be a little label on this can. Just cut off a real tiny piece, make sure it fits in your area, and I just use school glue to attach it. It doesn't really need any tougher glue than that. I don't think school glue worked perfect. Hardest part about this is cutting it down and getting the right size. Once you got that, then everything else is pretty easy. So put some school glue on it and attach it to the can. Then I did come in with my dabbing brush and I did put some burnt umber paint going around the sides, trying to just use a couple bristles of paint at a time to get the effect where it is on the paper just a tad, but not totally covering the whole piece of paper. I do use my finger and blend in, so it just looks like it's always been part of that can. Oh my gosh, I love this can so, so much. So cute. Look how old and dingy and rusted that looks. So cute for a rustic mini display. And like I said, that will come next week. Next Tuesday, I'm going to use all these pieces that I've made and build a little structure to put them all in. Here's a little display with the chair and my jars. You can kind of see what I did on that black jar. I dabbed some white paint and then I took my stamp. I can't tell if that's the rooster or the cow, and stamped inside there. So these are shower curtain hooks. And they're from Dollar Tree. You get a whole bunch of them. And I wanted to make two kind of rustic pictures. And I thought these would be perfect little frames. So I just did the same painting technique on the plastic shower hook and I painted it black. I came in with the pewter, I came in with the burnt umber, but I also on these came in with white and just added just a touch of white. So you have all those colors working, being best friends on this little piece, and they all just work so well together, and you got the cutest little rusted out frame. And then this is some cardstock I think I got from Hobby Lobby, real thick cardstock. And I thought that would be cute to just glue these little shower hooks onto that cardstock and then trim it after I have it glued on there. So I'm going to use hot glue. I'm going to go around the edge and then I'm going to flop it down onto that cardstock and then I'm going to trim. And when I'm done, I have two Rustic Country pictures. So I got them cut down the way I want. They're rustic country frames. I thought the cardstock just was a little too shiny for rustic country, so I came in with my little dabbing brush and some burnt umber and using my fingers just kind of dulled it down a little bit. It was just a little bit too shiny. I went around the edges a little bit more to give some more rust, and that's all she wrote. Yes, you have two rusted, not rusted, well, rusted too, frames. And oh, I love minis. I haven't done a minis video in so long, and I forgot how much fun it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had so much fun doing this. And here's a sneak peek for next week when I put it all together. So don't forget to come back next week. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell for future notifications, and leave me a comment below. Have a blessed and wonderful week. Love y'all. Bye.